Chelsea announced Hyundai as their new sleeve sponsor for the next 4 years. Chelsea also submits an offer for Sevilla centre-back Clément Lenglet and an update on whether PSG could even afford N'Golo Kante. To find out about all of that and more in detail, make sure you watch today's transfer show until the end. Hello there guys and welcome back to 100% Chelsea for another episode of the transfer show. And this is the show where we give you all the latest news surrounding Chelsea Football Club, whether it is updates on the manager situation or transfer news, all of it. If you don't want to miss out on any of that, make sure you subscribe to 100% Chelsea if you haven't already, and also make sure you click the notification bell button and choose to be notified about all uploads, because if you don't, you will only see half of our videos and you don't want that. And even though you absolutely smashed the target of 800 likes on my last video, as today has been a rather slow day in terms of news, let's aim for a little bit lower than that and let's see if we can get 700 likes. So make sure you drop a like down below, and honestly we do massively appreciate it. Let's see whether we can hit 700 likes. If we get more than that, obviously even better. But yeah, like I said, a bit of a slow day in terms of news. There's really only a few updates on stories we've already mentioned, and some Chelsea news that has nothing to do with any, with a new manager or any transfers either. So the first thing I'm going to speak about is about Chelsea officially announcing Hyundai as our new sleeve sponsor until 2022. And actually I've known about this for a few weeks, and to be honest I thought it was already made official, but apparently wasn't. The only thing that is different to what I heard a few weeks back is that the signed deal will last until 2022, so 4 years, while I heard it would be, worth 5 years. Now at the time I heard about it being a £50 million deal, so 10 million a year, obviously with that 5-year, deal that I heard about. But I couldn't find anything today saying how much the deal was worth, so I'm not sure whether it's still 50 million but paid out over 4 years, rather than the 5 years, or if it's just 40 million, but so still 10 million a year, like, I heard about a few weeks ago. But yeah, we have a new sleeve sponsor. To my knowledge though, Alliance Tyres, who were our sleeve sponsors last season, also paid us 10 million a year, but that was only like a 1-year deal, clearly, as we now have a new sleeve sponsor. So while the Hyundai deal might not be worth any more over 1 year, the security of getting at least £10 million a year for the next 4 years by the sleeve sponsor is good. But other than that, that's not really much to add. And then another bit of news that came out today is that a number of championship teams, including Blackburn, want to take Trevor Chalobah, Nathaniel's younger brother, on loan from Chelsea next season. Trevor is currently 18 and will turn 19 soon, and mainly featured in our youth teams this season, while also making the bench in a few first team games but not getting any minutes. And mainly he is a centre back but can also play midfield, in case you didn't know that. And well, at 19 next season, a championship loan certainly wouldn't be the worst thing for him. Whether he will ever make a significant impact to our first team is a whole different question, simply because very few, if any, youth players have over the years. But I think a loan to a championship side would certainly not be the worst thing for him at all. The next thing I'm going to talk about is an update on the Clément Lenglet to Chelsea story, who I mentioned, a few days ago already. To find out more about him and who he is, watch the video by clicking the card up there, or, just click the video on the end screen where we'll add it as the random video. One thing I forgot to mention in that video though is that Lenglet has a release clause of 35 million euros. But reports have now come out stating that while Barcelona are still the front runners to get him, Chelsea have not just inquired about him like I mentioned in that video, but have since actually made an offer for him. I doubt how big or small that offer is. I very much doubt we went straight in by offering, to pay his release clause, simply because, we're Chelsea and Marina Granovskaya is in charge of that. And she certainly wouldn't do that. But reportedly, Lenglet will decide on his future by the end of the month, and that Chelsea, by making an offer, are obviously rather keen on getting him. Obviously, if it is to be believed that we actually did make an offer. Sevilla have offered him a new deal as well, actually, and according to those reports, are actually rather confident that he will sign that new deal, which will not only tie him to the club for longer, but also significantly raise his release clause at Sevilla as well. But yeah, it's a centre-back, and I said it before and I'll say it again, I don't think we need a centre-back, unless both David Luiz and Kurt Zouma do end up leaving. There's some, obviously, with David Luiz, there's always this story, might he be involved in any deal with Napoli to get Sarri, and the future with Kurt Zouma isn't all too certain and a bit unclear. So unless both of those leave, I just don't see that we need a centre-back really. If the both of those do leave, we would need a centre-back, I suppose, but I'd rather get someone of a higher level than Lenglet. Whether that is then Koulibaly or preferably someone even better than him, I don't know. But, I suppose then we do need a centre-back. Obviously, Cahill is getting on as well. And, I know a lot of people don't like him. Probably in a centre-back 2, he's probably even worse than in a centre-back 3, as, we've played over the last 2 seasons. But, we'll just have to wait and see. But like I said, unless those two both leave, I don't think that we do need a centre-back. And the last bit I'm going to talk about today is just some extra information and something Louis touched upon yesterday already. The rumours about PSG making an offer and very much trying to sign N'Golo Kante from Chelsea. Now, I personally don't believe that they actually did make an offer, simply because PSG are under review by Financial Fair Play over, basically overspending over the last few years. As far as I'm aware at least, and would actually have to sell players to afford anyone, let alone N'Golo Kante, who, Chelsea are not interested at all in selling. But PSG at the moment certainly can't afford to make any offers that Chelsea would even get close to considering, because, we wouldn't really consider any offers for, say, 80 million or something like that. I don't think we would. Some reporters said we might, but I don't think we would listen to offers like that. Like, N'Golo Kante arguably is the best CDM in the world right now. You know, the best kind of defensive central midfielder. It's not a proper CDM, more like defensive central midfielder, if you will. Not quite sure what the difference between a defensive central midfielder and a central defensive midfielder is, but and I'm not sure if you get the point. I hope you do. But, he's very much up there anyway. Whether he's the best or not, that's to be debated. But he's very much up there. You can't sell a player like that for, under his value. You shouldn't. So, yeah, that is why I do believe that they did make an offer. And even if they did, it wouldn't be anywhere near good enough for us to, consider it. And I don't think they can afford, any, offers that we would consider. But like we said, Kante is just so important to us. Arguably our most important player that, like I said, we just can't afford to sell him for basically any money, in my opinion. One thing I do want to say, though, is that Kante really deserves a new contract. I mean, he's on less money than so many players in the Premier League. Much worse players than him as well, including Christian Benteke, Joe Hart, Rooney at Everton, and so many others. I mean, we all know that N'Golo Kante isn't about money. We know that. Otherwise, he wouldn't still be driving that same Mini he had when he moved to Leicester, from France. But he's just so good and important to us that I think, we should simply be paying him his worth. And at the moment, that isn't the case. But yeah, like I said, it has been a bit of a slow day in terms of news. So that's really it from me. Leave me all of your thoughts on everything I mentioned today down in the comment section below. If you have any thoughts to give on the Hyundai being a new sleeve sponsor, let us know what you think about it, basically. Would you want Clément Lenglet at Chelsea? Obviously, the Sevilla centre-back. Do you think we need a centre-back? Leave it all down in the comment section below. And obviously, in that story about N'Golo Kante, like I said, as far as I'm aware, they're under review by Financial Fair Play. So that's why I don't think they can make any significant offers. But yeah, if you, want to add anything to that, leave it down in the comment section below. And like I said in the beginning, let's see whether we can hit 700 likes on this video. I would massively appreciate that. We would all massively appreciate that. And also, don't forget to check out my social media, which is last1507 on both Instagram and Twitter. As you can see over here, I would massively appreciate if you could follow me over there. And also, the links are down in the description, so you can just click them there and follow me. Like I said, I would massively appreciate it. And of course, also don't forget to subscribe to 100% Chelsea if you are new. And also make sure you click the notification bell button and choose to be notified about all uploads, because otherwise you just miss some videos. Because I've said it a few times now, YouTube is being weird, trying to be like Instagram and Facebook, and just being utterly weird in all honesty. Because if you subscribe to the channel, you want to see their videos, not have to press another button to actually see their videos. No one wants that. But that is what it is. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Up to Chelsea. And I'll see you next time.